Gadfly Movie Night.
Hey y'all, welcome to Gadfly, the podcast about third parties, fringe candidates, and just generally weird American electoral history. I'm Dusty Wilson. And this is the part where you usually hear, and I'm Una O'Leary. Sadly, Una is not joining us today. She is dealing with some under-the-weather issues, but she will be joining us next week. But luckily, this is an episode of one of our occasional series, Gadfly Movie Nights, wherein we watch a movie that is typically starring a third-party candidate or fringe candidate of some sort. This time around, we're going to be switching it up. But first, I would like to introduce our guests who are here for this particular episode. First, we have a comic artist who writes essays, articles, and reviews about film and other media, and all of her collected work can be found at DraculaVoice.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Carmilla Morrell.
Hello, great to be here, Dusty.
And our other guest, she is a director, creative producer at Remy Bumpo Theater Company, and artistic director of The Plagiarists. Everyone, this is Christina Casano.
Hi, so happy to be here to talk about all of this today.
It's, I thank you all. This is the third time I've seen this movie. I watched it randomly as a fever dream back in, I believe, grad school. I was doing a paper on evangelical end times exploitation films, so I was watching a lot of Kevin Sorbo movies, and this one just came up and just randomly watched it on Amazon when it was free, and it's felt like a fever dream ever since.
It does sort of feel like a fever dream.
So I do have to ask one question off the jump, because this particular movie, it's not starring a political candidate. There are 3 political candidates in it. We get a glimpse of Ron Paul doing a speech on a billboard. In the middle, Dennis Hoff, who is the infamous owner of the Bunny Ranch in Nevada and a serial rapist. He ran for office in Nevada as a Republican and died before the election, but still won.
Oh, he was that guy.
It's that guy, yeah.
What?
He's the guy who died.
I am still stuck on Bunny Ranch. Is that what I think it is? They bred and raised actual rabbits?
Oh no! It's
I have no idea. I don't know who this person is. So
it's one of those sex work brothals.
No!
Was it related to or a subsidiary of Playboy, or was this just a different bunny themed sex house?
It's a different bunny themed sex house. Dennis Hoff operated about 7 brothels throughout Nevada during his career.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he was the guy when they're going through the basement mall with 3 other girls who were holding the Bible.
No,
that's that guy, that weird dude.
Oh, I hated that.
He's the one who's stressing how vitally important it is to the fulfillment of God's commandments that not only do you fuck raw as often and vigorously as possible,
but not at his sex houses. That's off limits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Nevada law. You cannot have raw sex at a sex house.
Well, then that's what he was endorsing in the movie is the thing. Yeah, not only just having sex to breed specifically, because he was also saying that it's also very, very vital important that contraception and abortion be legal for very strong feminist reasons of he wants to have sex with a lot of women all the time.
Correct.
Yeah,
libertarian
feminist. Yeah, true feminist icon.
I was really hoping this was about actual rabbits.
No, that would have been great. I would have loved the guy if that was the case.
I was to me, I was oh, this is a really weird combination of things that he's into, right? Of
God, I wish.
Yeah.
And then finally, there's a guy named Adam Kokesh who, unless you watched through all the credits, he's the guy who gives a very weird speech after the Libertarian guy from Stained, but not really, does a song.
I did not stay.
Oh, good.
The thing about the songs is that this one point against this movie is that it has some of the worst music I've ever heard in my life.
How dare you? How dare? We'll get to it, but I am furious you don't like Libertarian Cranberries. That is, you can fuck yourself on that one. But yeah, so after that, this guy, Adam Kokesh, does this weird speech. Throughout the early 2000s, he was mostly an anti-war activist. Then around 2008, he was a Ron Paul supporter for his presidential campaigns. He was violently arrested at the Thomas Jefferson Memorial for doing a dance when dancing was prohibited there because it's a solemn location, even though no one's buried there.
That is really funny.
Yeah, police slammed him to the marble floor. It was brutal.
The police brutality is not funny. Just the idea that there is literally a place in America where dancing is illegal is really funny.
Yeah, so he got arrested with Medea Benjamin of Code Pink and a few other folks for dancing. And then he ran for the Libertarian nomination for president in 2020 with the support of former Representative Cynthia McKinney, the Libertarian Party's most vocal proponent of getting rid of the age of consent, Arvin Vohra, and
got-
Agent of
man.
Chaos John McAfee.
Oh my God.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Real who's who.
Yeah. Well, and the only
Mhm.
reason Adam ran is he was going to be the vice president for McAfee if he ran for the Libertarian nomination. But to put it kindly, things didn't go well for McAfee for the past year.
Yeah. And then he also died. Didn't he die last year?
Yeah,
This
if
year?
that's what you want the globalists to believe. So yeah, so typically we would talk about one of them, but since they're all playing themselves, they're not really playing a character. I think the star of the movie then is the libertarian social philosophy of agorism. So, based on the movie, Carmilla, what is agorism?
Agorism is when you build malls underground, and the bigger and more underground the mall is, the more agorist it is.
Good answer. Christina, what is agorism?
This is where I totally out myself as somebody that knows very little about like third party politics. Based on my notes, I'd say that agorism is children dressed in trench coats with bad music.
You know what? Both good answers.
The thing about the kid dressed in trench coat is that the very first line of the movie is like trench coat kid talking to motorcycle kid. The second line of the movie is motorcycle kid saying,
"When are you gonna stop dressing like Inspector Gadget?"
and the thing is, you cannot just do so sick of a burn on your main character that quick in the movie. Because, like, he never recovers from that.
No, he absolutely never recovers
He is
from it.
ethered.
No. Yeah, that's why the whole rest of the movie is so bad, is because they let that slide.
So I suppose I
Man.
do have to tell you what agorism is. I probably should ask first, do you know what libertarianism is?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I do.
So agorism is a very niche version of libertarianism. It took me about I tried reading the Wikipedia about it. It was very confusing. And then eventually I found a couple of YouTube videos that broke it down very well. So it's this version of libertarian anarchy, but it's not anarcho-capitalism where there should be anarchy, but everything's run by businesses. So the general idea is that in an agorist society, markets are split into four different things. There are white markets, which are everything that's legal. There are gray markets, which are like yard sales and under-the-counter services, things that are technically not, regulated, but people are fine with. Black markets, which are typically illegal things, but illegal things that don't cause direct harm to others, like drugs and sex work, which is the argument they make on that. And then you have red markets, which are things that are morally illegal, like putting out a hit on someone, or things that are violent and cause mass death.
Into what category do nuclear weapons fall? Because there were nuclear weapons for sale in the movie.
Yes, there were. But they were going to be used for engineering. So,
because you say that the difference between the black and the red markets is the harming of other people, basically the harming of people not involved in the immediate transaction, I suppose. Right. But if you buy a nuclear bomb, that's something that could harm other people not involved in that transaction.
Yeah.
It is what's fascinating to me about this, I'm also taking notes, just so you know, I'm taking notes for my own personal information.
I mean, today's election day. You're going to go vote for agorists down the
Yes.
ballot.
So, oh my God. But yeah, this idea of lawful and moral, and we decided to have this kind of law, how does that change what these four categories are? You know what I mean? And who's to say I'm curious about the ethics and morality under it.
I think this is also where libertarianism falls apart, because the general it's too optimistic for its own good, where it just kind of believes, of course everyone's going to do the right thing because it's what's in their best interest. For instance, of course you're not going to buy a bunch of meth and then go sell it to kids at a higher rate, because I mean that is good for the free market, but it's the wrong thing to do. But people still do it. So
yeah, I honestly think that libertarianism is the most selfish way of being, disguised as everyone should be able to have freedom to do whatever they want, right?
Yeah.
It's okay, but people we're just animals. We like the shiny things. We want to hold on to the shiny things. That means a lot of times people are going to do the wrong thing. And it's Yeah,
I've put myself into too much libertarian philosophy even prior to this, where I just always think back to this one guy, Jacob Hornberger, who made the argument that if a large company is polluting your rivers and lakes, they shouldn't be fined by the EPA or any government entities. You should just sue them. And clearly that'll make things work if everyone just sues them.
Yeah, suing huge companies has like always resulted in like the vanquishing of that evil.
Yeah.
Always.
It's very much this like,
their lawyers suck. Of course they're going to lose that case.
look, we all know every lawyer is equally good, and yeah, it's this idea that everyone is just on the exact same starting point no matter what, and it just all falls apart from there.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing that makes agorism very different in libertarian politics is they actually have a sort of class war doctrine, sort of, which is very rare in libertarianism.
Mm-hmm.
But they have three classes. You have the entrepreneur, which is the good class, and these are the people who create innovation and are always good no matter what. You have the non-statist capitalist, who are neutral, and they take part in the system but don't innovate. And then you have the statist capitalist, who makes their money through the state.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
So,
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Still with you?
Yeah.
right.
Tell me more about this non-statist capitalist.
So I guess that would be like a Lowe's. Like
Lowe's.
No one's buying jet planes from Lowe's.
So it's statist, like STAT.
Yeah.
I something like
IST.
rather than like not like status.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, statist.
state.
So like
Okay.
supporting the government.
Totally. Okay.
Yeah. And then the final thing that I find very interesting. Well, I mean, for one, they're very big into Bitcoin and crypto because it's a non-fiat currency that isn't regulated. But the idea that to create an agorist society, it cannot be done violently. It must be done peacefully. And the way that you do this is through counter economics, also known as never paying taxes. You both seem very jazzed about that idea.
Libertarians will invent like countless little subsect ideologies, and they will write millions of pages of theory just to like justify not paying taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's agorism. It's I'm sure the movie made it very clear now that you know what it is.
Okay. My biggest so one of my notes is teens with guns with 2 exclamation points. So like this like peacefully not violently thing is already not adding up for me.
Yeah, I think they kind of mention it in the movie where they're like, oh, it's not violent if no one dies.
So
Which is like a very interesting ideology to unpack.
Because then
in
you're
a
entering the
variety of
red market.
contexts.
but like torture doesn't count because technically nobody dies.
I think that's
That's
a
not
great
violent.
point. It might be morally wrong though, but
Whew.
yeah.
I wouldn't call torture peaceful.
No, I mean, it's probably up to the free market to decide, honestly. I
Oh my
mean,
God. The thing that like sent me every single time was that their little like, the like peace be with you and also with your spirit. Their version of that was fucking laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire.
I was like, get out of here, get out of town. I learned that phrase in like the 6th grade.
yeah.
And I don't know why, but like it sent me. It made me laugh so hard.
I almost sent emails to you guys ending in laissez-faire, but I felt like that might be too much without like the finger waggle to like show that it's laissez-faire.
That would have brought me to the red market, Dusty.
Really.
Well, it's probably time that we actually start to talk about the plot of this movie.
Man,
Or what plot
we-
there is.
did we just want to like recap it, just like start to finish, and then go over it? Or are we going to take this like part by part?
You know, I think we could take it chunks at a time because I do need to tell you about the guy who wrote this movie and directed it and produced it and acted in
Please
it.
do, because I finished that movie last night. I did watch it last night. I apologize. I didn't do my homework ahead of time. But I was watching it last night. I finished it and I was like, this movie feels like it was written by a 16-year-old male child that just learned what libertarianism is. Like that is what it feels like. Production value, script value, all of it. I was like, this was written by a 16-year-old because these are all the things a 16-year-old would want.
Mhm.
The tone
Yeah,
of
like
the whole
trench coats,
movie,
guns.
yeah.
Yeah.
The tone of the whole movie is like, what if you adapted one of those stories where a kid like stands up in class and like totally owns the teacher and then everyone claps? It's like we took one of those stories and adapted it into a feature-length screenplay. Not least of all because the kid makes a point that totally owns the teacher and everyone claps. It literally happens in the first like 5 minutes of the movie.
I didn't do the assignment, Dr. Conkin. I object to the premise.
So how does
It's like-
that not like negate the ponage of him being Inspector Gadget in the future when maybe 8 people have seen the cartoon?
It's like it get like 80% of the way to like redeeming yourself, but you just can't go all the way back once you're Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Because I will say also about the production value of this movie. I will admit I went in expecting much worse. I was expecting like That Guy with the Glasses, Nostalgia Critic, Suburban Nights crossover movie, that sort of aesthetic. Like this, alongside Night, to its very well-deserved credit, despite being made for 7 gold coins, is like, it looks like a movie. It looks like they had cameras. There was a craft services table probably behind them. They had like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Certainly not good, but like I watched the entirety of like Kick-Assia twice back in 2014 or whatever. I've seen bad.
All right, so let's start with the opening. It's set in future, definitely Las Vegas, because they're assigned for like Clark County, and then you get Vegas signs coming up occasionally. But we open up with Elliot Vreeland, a 16-year-old. I think that's important to stress on this. He is a 16-year-old for the whole movie.
This is the Inspector Gadget kid, by the way.
Yes, Inspector Gadget's hanging out in front of his Word Art High School, and I Googled when this movie started. I Googled to see where is Ansonia Preparation Academy, because I wanted to see what possible school would allow these people to like film this here and there. And then I realized, oh, this is like a fake sign. Yeah.
And I was admittedly a little disappointed.
Preparation was the thing that got me, because I was like, normally those schools are preparatory schools. They're not preparation schools. Yes. I was like,
easy mistake to make.
I don't think they might be accredited. Then his cool friend rides up on his scooter, and he's like, "Hey, Inspector Gadget, I should be the star of this movie, right?" And they just go inside.
I will say that like the cool friend, I was like, is this movie a little gay? Like I really was expecting it to be, and it did feel a little gay, but like they were trying really hard to prove to us that this 16-year-old boy was a hetero man.
They went above and beyond.
Yes.
They certainly did. I
think I wrote down what he calls himself in the future, but we'll get to that.
I also just wanted to recount my horror as I realized that the guy on the motorcycle was not the teacher of the class, but was in fact supposed to be a fellow high school student.
A fellow youth.
He has 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. I was like, why are all of these children dressed like 40-year-old men?
You ever see that Onion article that's like young Republican already looks like old man?
Oh.
This whole movie's just like proving the point.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know if Ansonia Preparation School is graduating many people, but they're definitely letting them move into newer grades. So Elliot's there, and he's given his econ presentation. It sounds like a college course, but it's definitely a high school.
I could not tell you
he's at least a junior.
I could not tell you what topic that class was supposed to cover. I was very confused.
Yeah, I do appreciate that someone is just burning money in the class, though. I think that might have been my first key that this is going to be interesting.
Please burn your money on your own time, not mine.
Yes, Dr. Konkin.
I was like, wow, what a cool, weird thing for you to do. I hope there are fire extinguishers everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I wrote burning money, LMAO, what is this? Because I was just like, I don't even know where this could go from here. Like, we're starting out real strong.
Yeah, because
I also love the introduction to the recurring set design motif we're going to get to the entirety of the movie, which is every single wall just covered inch to inch with pictures of economists.
Mm-hmm.
Every single wall and every single residence, home, school, place of business, over bedrooms. Like,
how do you know it's a libertarian movie unless you have Austrian School of Economics people just plastered across the walls?
Yeah, baby, we fucking under the Emma Goldman portrait
tonight.
This happens in the movie.
Yeah,
like, we're gonna get there, but it happens.
Oh God. No. I also like one of the notes that I made was about the music during the video presentation. And I just thought maybe it was a choice specific to this character, but then I realized as the movie progressed that was just the whole movie.
Yeah. I believe the music was also done by the director, producer, writer, J. Neil Schulman.
Oh my God.
Which song in the presentation are you referring to?
Like
are you
the
referring
background.
possibly to Kevin Sorbo's rap number?
Yes.
That simple equation, too much aggregation, ignores human action and motivation.
Yeah. Honestly, it was like all of it, but that in particular, I was just like, what a way to like it truly did feel as Dusty said, like the kid that like walks in and like owns the teacher and then everybody like cheers. I was like, oh no, can't wait to see where the rest of this presentation goes.
Like the hot girl in class, like giving him like goo hard eyes because he's talking about like profit motive and consensual business transactions and all that. Like literally just like getting the girl through your like awesome libertarianism.
Yeah. If only we could all have cool dads that taught us about libertarianism and the right way to be people and shoot guns and do fucking high ropes courses together as a family.
Yeah, and rapped about
rapped
about libertarianism.
Right.
I almost turned the movie off and walked away when he started rapping because like I wasn't prepared for it. But I came back and thank Christ it is literally just like the two lines of rap. Like in universe it's a whole song, but they only give us the two lines. And like thank God. I don't know if I could have sat through the whole song. No matter how like actually genuinely hot Kevin Sorbo is. Like I'm sorry, but he still has it. He definitely still has it.
It's truly infuriating.
You have Hollywood hunk Kevin Sorbo in this movie that's just like a libertarian author and his friends. Like it's like seeing like a Saint Bernard and a Chihuahua next to each other. It's like, how is this the same breed of animal?
So he gives his presentation, economics in 1 minute that takes 2 minutes.
Yes, I was about to get out a timer when he was like, in 1 minute. I was like, want to bet?
Maybe he could have cut out some of those pop culture references.
I mean, if he just paid for less public domain video, it would have been shorter.
Hey, he paid for that public domain video with like yuan currency and silver rings. He shook out 4 gold doubloons for that stock footage.
So I do have to, for the money in this world, in this future America, it is illegal to own gold in this world. So gold is like a very high valued sort of thing, but also will get you thrown in jail forever, apparently.
Mm-hmm. There's an actually genuinely like pretty funny idea for a bit that unfortunately is very bad in practice because it goes on way too long, where there's like these 2 celebrities doing a PSA about like don't carry gold, and they're holding up an ounce of gold. They're like, don't carry gold, even just this much could get you arrested. And then like the police walk in and they're like, hey, is that gold? Yeah. Is it yours? Yeah, you're coming with us.
Is this real gold?
Is there a pop master here?
Like they're actually breaking into the set to arrest them for using gold in their PSA. And I was like, this would be a really funny sketch if it wasn't in this movie.
Yeah.
If it wasn't written and directed and produced by Neil Schulman.
Yeah, Verhoeven would have nailed that. But... So yeah, as you said, he gives his thing. The entire class wants to fuck him now, including the teacher. And then everything's interrupted.
Everyone in this movie wants to fuck Inspector Gadget. Like that is, it is a constant. It is a constant through its 2-hour runtime.
I really hate that Rule 34 is just breaking into this movie. But
Inspector Gadget, who is 16, by the way, very important to remember that.
We have to remember actual teen Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, wearing a I might also add he's wearing a trench coat as if he's swimming 16. In it.
They couldn't even buy him a trench coat that fit him.
No, we have 2 trench coats. You'll fucking wear it.
Yes, like to me it gives like I stole this coat from my father because I want to be my dad so bad.
But like the thing is though, is that like the like douchey libertarian teenager like thinking he's hot shit in a trench coat that doesn't fit him at all. This is like the most realistic, believable writing in the whole movie. Like everyone knew this kid in high school. There were like 3 at mine.
Yeah, he's like way smarter than everybody else. He's way cooler than everybody else. The thing at the end where it was like he was the only one that can do this, I'm like, oh, get out.
He's the chosen one.
We'll get to it, but yeah, I think we need a firm debate on that. So we do get a brief moment of a cameo of the President of the United States, Jake Busey.
My fellow Americans,
Let me assure you that we are not witnessing the self-destruction of the capitalist system.
1990s Jake Busey
Yeah.
showing up to be president, which is kind of like, I don't know, watching The Offspring decide they're going to be like a prime minister. I don't know. It just didn't fit.
I was wondering, like, what kind of, is this like a bad George Bush impression or something? And then I realized, oh no, Jake Busey just talks like that, and that's Jake Busey.
Yeah, and it definitely begins this whole thing of actors who aren't, the biggest names, but wondering, why the fuck are you here? What favor
There's
are
so
you
many
pulling
people.
in?
Yeah.
Because like the paycheck could not have been that good. Like there are things that like actors are willing to do for the good bucks, but like this movie could not have paid that much.
You're just in
This
it
is
for
a
love of the
trench
game.
coat budget.
The
We
love of
can't-
the game. They
All
all
that money.
They
all
all
that
wanted. They all wanted to fuck Inspector Gadget. That's why they're in it.
All the budget went toward all the like gold and silver they had to buy.
God.
They're not going to use props. What are you, a communist? We only have real gold.
We're Dogma 95ing this, man. If someone's dying on screen, it's gonna be for real.
I'm sure we'll get to like the actors who, for one reason or another, are in this movie. Like after the summary, we got to get through this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll get to the summary at the end of the podcast, but yeah, if there's an actor you want to talk about, I'm assuming Inspector Gadget's who you want to talk about.
So here's the thing about Inspector Gadget. The actor's name is Christian Cram, and like a lot of people in this movie, they're like just like bit actors, working actors, just like taking any job they can get. Christian Cram, after this movie, he did nothing. He disappeared off the face of the planet. He got his alongside night money, or I should say his alongside night shillings, whatever the fuck. And then he took his trench coat and went home. The hot girl in the high school who's going goo-goo eyes over him, Reed Cox is her name. She's not doing too bad for herself. She got a guest spot on Criminal Minds in 2018. She's like doing stuff. And then there's Tim Russ, who's in this movie as one of the guys and one of the Agorist guys. He's the leader
of the revolutionary Agorist cadre.
Yeah, and Tim Russ is probably most known for his work in Star Trek, where he's a prominent character whose name I don't remember because I wasn't super into Star Trek. But I knew him. I recognized him on sight because he's the guy in Spaceballs who's combing the desert, and then he looks up at the camera and says, "We ain't found shit." It's like, that's him, and now he's in Alongside Night. This is someone who's worked with Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder, and now he's working with Janie O'Schulman.
I think that actually might be a good crossover here to explain who the fuck Janie O'Schulman is, because the Star Trek connection is kind of interesting. So Tim Russ isn't the only Star Trek veteran in this movie. The character Major Chin's played by Garrett Wang, who is in Star Trek Voyager. You have Lawrence Powers, who plays the FEMA head, I believe, and he was in Star Trek Enterprise. Mm-hmm. But would you believe that Janie O'Schulman filmed another movie before this?
Oh.
A movie called Lady Magdalene's, but it was about an IRS tax agent who pisses off a senator and is then forced to relocate to a desk job in Nevada as like the federal receiver for a brothel that is in tax default.
Sorry, I laughed right away just because like Libertarian making a movie about taxes.
Yeah. And the head of this brothel is the star of the movie, Nichelle Nichols, who played Uhura in the original Star Trek.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A lot of this is the connection, is I believe through Nichelle Nichols. He met all these other people on the Star Trek convention circuit and just started bringing people in. But also, Janie O'Schulman is actually a highly respected sci-fi author.
Man.
Under that name or under a different name?
Under his name.
Okay.
And actually, I should actually simplify that. He's a highly respected libertarian sci-fi author.
Yeah, because I do know that Alongside Night, the movie, is based on Alongside Night book, which he also wrote.
Which he wrote at the age of 26.
It shows.
He was a 16-year-old who just learned about libertarianism for the first time.
Yes.
This whole thing like reads truly like, it views truly like a 16-year-old who just learned about politics for the first time's wet dream. Like that is what this movie feels like. It's horrifying.
Like, he released the book when he was 26, but like God knows how long he's like had this idea,
Been holding on to it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that thing came off the dome in like 8th grade, and he just like nurtured it, cradled it.
And you got to fill 7th period somehow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that was his first book. In 1983, he wrote a second book, The Rainbow Cadenza, which ends up winning the Prometheus Award in 1984, which is given to the best libertarian sci-fi book. I believe the next year, Handmaid's Tale was nominated, but didn't win.
What?
Yeah, so, Rainbow Cadenza was published by Simon and Schuster. It was a big deal. And this ended up getting him a job as a staff writer on the Twilight Zone reboot in 1985, where he wrote one of the episodes called Profile in Silver, where a descendant of JFK goes back in time to try to keep him from getting killed and then ruins the timeline.
Profile in Silver, huh?
Yep.
This guy and his precious metals.
My God.
Supposedly, he did write a second episode for the series called Colorblind, which was about prejudice. And the sci-fi writer Harlan Ellison called it, quote, too knee-jerk liberal for production.
Man.
Wow.
He then spent the next decade in Hollywood trying to get screenplays and musicals and other scripts published and produced. Didn't work out, so he went back to writing books again. In 2002, he wrote his third novel, Escape from Heaven, which ended up losing the Prometheus Award to Night Watch by Terry Pratchett.
That's interesting competition.
He also wrote a nonprofit book stating that O.J. Simpson was framed and that his friend Ron Shipp actually killed Nicole Brown.
No.
It earned him a couple of appearances on Fox News.
Oh my God.
I would believe that. I think it helps to know that his wife, Soleil Schulman, sang the theme song to Alongside Night and wrote it. So they're both like a singer-songwriter pair.
Oh my God. It was another note I had. What are these credits? What was
Yeah.
I had so many questions.
Not just the credits, the opening titles from frame one of this footage. Like, it is just bizarre imagery, truly strange pictures in front of my eyeballs.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's particularly abstract or like, frightening art or whatever, but it's the juxtaposition of a man in a beret, who I presume is Schulman, peering over a comics page, just a photo of mountain yaks outside, and then like a 2000s Windows desktop wallpaper of just like some completely random model woman. Just these three images coulashoped together. It just made me uneasy. It was like the brown note of editing. I was afraid for what was coming.
Well, you should have been.
You were not afraid enough,
to my gut.
clearly.
But yeah, we can probably dive back into the movie knowing this, that J. Neil Schulman is like, he's a respected sci-fi author in certain circles.
Sure.
But we missed the main key point that Elliot's father, Mr. Vreeland, I forget his real name, Kenneth, Steve Vreeland?
Mr. Vreeland, Dr. Vreeland, I don't know.
Dr. Martin Vreeland, played by Kevin Sorbo, has been assassinated off screen.
What happened?
Daddy's dead.
Yeah, which kicks off the movie.
Oh yeah, I wrote some notes about those very sweet flashbacks that were happening when they got called to the office.
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget had she's like, Dad's dead, and then Inspector Gadget. Like these really poorly timed. Like, I think that the thing that was so weird to me about this movie as a director was the timing of all of the shots. Like, they went on way too long. Like, every single shot was way too long. And so we're just sitting here, it's like, oh, this actually would have been effective if you had like done these flashbacks in shorter chunks, like if you had made them like a lot shorter. And I was like, we're just sitting here watching your family do this high ropes course, and I don't understand what I'm supposed to be feeling right now.
This guy just really liked high ropes.
Yeah,
because we get two different sets of flashbacks, I swear.
Yes.
And so we see the high ropes course twice.
Yeah,
maybe 3 times.
It's multiple times. Yeah,
multiple times we get the high rope.
Yeah, and I'm like, is that some sort of like, so like to me, I'm like, does this go into some sort of like weird like prepper version of libertarianism, where it's like we always have to be prepared in the event that we have to haul ourselves over the edge of a cliff or something, or like piece together some sort of like zip line situation, you know what I mean? No, it was just very they spent a lot of time on the high ropes course.
Yeah, I hate that I did research into this. So where they filmed, the three key memories when you're a teenage boy is your dad winning a Nobel Prize, the high ropes course, and shooting a gun and getting his approval. And so where they're shooting the gun, the construction site there is actually a gun course that is really, it's a huge area. And for the movie, they set up a number of like a ropes course and a rock climbing wall to make it, fun for the kids. So, if you don't want to shoot a gun, you can do a low to the ground zip line.
I hate that there's like an actual answer for this.
Yeah, it was very simple of just being like, guys, we need a third thing.
Oh God. Yeah, I love that it was like the family bonding stuff was like, let's do this high ropes course. Like last time we did a high ropes course, I was in like the 8th grade or something. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is the activity that you as a family have like, this is like your core memory that you've like bonded over. Like there's nothing else, literally nothing else for you to reminisce on now that your father is dead.
He's a busy man. He's working hard at economics. He only has time for like guns and rope course.
Well, yeah, and so Dr. Martin Vreeland is known worldwide as the man who saved Europe by apparently making them all libertarian.
Yeah.
God.
But America's falling apart. They've made too much money, and the dollar's illegal, and no one's allowed to drive until you're 21, unless it's a scooter, apparently. And and so they get the word that Dad's been killed by FEMA or something like that, because FEMA's the main cops now.
Why FEMA?
That I was like, we're just punching down now. Like, really? FEMA is who you want to go with as like the bad guys?
It's
like,
some true Alex Jones shit.
Yeah, like I get it. Like even Ghostbusters made like the EPA like the bad guy for like really flimsy reasons. But like FEMA's not perfect, but like in theory, they're like, the people who like make sure people don't die when like there's a hurricane.
Yeah, during natural disasters.
Why is FEMA your like black site torture organization?
Right.
I think I might have to ask the question, are you familiar with FEMA conspiracy theory?
No,
no, I'm not.
Oh shit, yeah.
I'm not. Well, let me clarify. I'm not familiar with like libertarian FEMA conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's the same vein as what exists. So in the ultra conservative world, the people who are going to take over everything in the new world order sort of world with like the chips and the devil and all that shit is FEMA, because they believe that there are enough laws out there for FEMA to be able to make camps, because they make camps for people who are displaced by hurricanes and things like that. So they have the experience to do it. So do people who run Riot Fest. Like just put up some tents or whatever. Like if event planners are going to inherit the earth, then like this is the backbone of their whole like projection for the future. I'm sure it's a little
they have the experience, they have it on their fucking resume.
Just because they God.
I
just like okay, listen, right now I'm in my rewatch of the X-Files, so like I am like full on conspiracy theories right now, right?
Yeah.
But FEMA, really?
Yeah, the people who barely handled Katrina are gonna get us.
Well, and especially now that like back during the Trump administration, they like defunded FEMA like wildly. So now it is really like, with the context of where we are right now, it's really funny to like look at it. I mean, it's horrible. But it makes it feel even more like incredulous of like, what do you mean FEMA's gonna be the one?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
And so, but luckily we don't have to mourn Martin Vreeland that long, because they get home and he's just there.
Yeah, just chilling.
Yeah, because he faked his death to fool FEMA and to get the family out of the country. So scale of 1 to 10, how do you like this plan?
Could use some work, Martin.
I counter that with, he's a genius.
You're right. How could I forget?
I mean, also, Baby Inspector Gadget is also a genius, clearly.
Yeah, runs in the family.
Yeah.
Certified geniuses, which is why their plan immediately falls apart.
Yeah. So the plan is to send Baby Inspector Gadget to a libertarian bookstore to pick up a belt full of gold that the family's going to use to go to Mexico.
Yeah, the like pirate gold coins stuffed into a belt.
Oh, man. I was like, there wasn't something better that you could put it in? Like, there wasn't anything else that you could, like, sew it into your jacket or something? Really? Like, a belt? Is that really the most reasonable?
Like, I guess it's convenient. Because, like, I guess the logic behind it is... Because I was also confused. It's like, why the fuck would you use a belt? But, like, I realized, okay, one, for coins, they're, like, thin, they're small. You can, like, slide them in all around the belt. You basically have a money belt. But also, since there's already metal in the buckle, like, you can send it through metal detectors or whatever, and it's not going to go off or whatever. And I'm like, okay, wow, maybe putting all your gold pirate money in a belt, like, maybe that is a good idea.
Yeah.
And then I had to resume the movie because I was like, why am I thinking about this so much? I'm far more invested and interested in like the logistics of stashing money in belt than I am in whatever the fuck Inspector Gadget's doing.
Yeah. I think I'm ruined from it because I recently rewatched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I just kept expecting the belt to become a weapon. Like, you have 2 pounds of gold, you got to use it, man.
Just like all these like Chuck E. Cheese tokens, he's gonna go like play so much skee ball.
But I think it's important to note that the man who runs the bookstore is our director, producer, writer, J. Neil Schulman.
Okay, so we do have to talk about the little finger waggle thing and how fucking weird that was. Every time they did it, it just like, it made me so uncomfortable. I can't even explain to you why, but I think it's like it feels like it's supposed to be like a covert like symbol, right? But like nobody fucking does this. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's like either do something or don't do something. You know what I mean?
It's like he wanted to think of a sign for them to do, and I think this was like his first draft for the sign. Because I agree with you, it makes me very uncomfortable because it's sort of like a four-pronged come hither.
Yeah.
It's sexual is my problem with it.
Yeah.
It feels sexual.
It's too like fluttery. It's too like light. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
whereas like
there's a desire there.
Yeah, it's like whereas like you see things like for Wakanda, you know, it's like that is a very like specific thing, or even like gang signs and shit. Like that's like a very specific like this is what this is. This just looks creepy and weird.
Yeah, it's like yes, come here.
Not touch.
Like to really explain like what this gesture is to people who don't have the privilege of seeing us in our webcams right now, you know how when like you see a delectable little morsel and you like reach out your hand and you're like, oh, don't mind if I do, and you like wave your fingers a little bit. Imagine doing that, but your palm is basically against your chest, like you're doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and then wave your fingers like that, and that's more or less the gesture.
Oh, no.
So yeah, all these libertarians around there don't mind if I do shit, just wiggling at each other. They're wiggling, they're flagellating.
Jesus Christ.
That is, I did not have a good way to describe it, so thank you for that. I think it's really the like delectable morsel that I'm like, I know exactly what that is.
Yeah, exactly.
I know exactly what that is.
And they're doing their like covert military signage with it.
Yes, I think that's the thing, right? So the thing, because it's so like fluttery and weird, it's like it's actually completely useless as a signal because anybody could be doing that for like any number of reasons. Like it's not definitive enough. Like, you know, like a baseball umpire has like a very specific set of things that like, and also yes, like military hand signals and stuff like that. Like those are super definitive so that you don't get confused about what you're about to do. And like
Inspector Gadget's about to like spill secrets at the cadre because like he sees just some random guy like who spies a delectable little morsel and he's like saying, don't mind if I do, and he's like, you're one of us.
I just wanted fondue. It's Vegas.
Just a little morsel.
So like speaking of Vegas, we should like get to the part where he gets to Vegas because that's
God.
Well, we do have to mention one thing before he does, because after he comes home from getting the covert gold for his family, they're all gone.
Yeah.
And the folks at FEMA have captured him probably, and so he has to go on a quest to try to save them and figure out where they are, which leads him to the Las Vegas Strip.
And like it's at this point in the movie where like we meet like the sex worker character. I think her name was Heidi.
Hey lover, looking for a good time?
Who's played by Mara Marini, who most people would know as Brandy Max on Parks and Rec.
Oh my God, stop. That's her?
That's her.
Shut up. That's amazing. And like weird. And I don't understand what she's doing in this movie.
Yeah, it's very sad.
No, that makes me so mad.
It's also like, so like the thing about her is that like, as you know, a sex worker walking the streets, the first thing you notice about her is that she has a giant animated glowing tattoo of like a snake all over her body, specifically the Gadsden flag snake. Is that it?
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, the don't tread on anything. And did either of you watch this movie with closed captions on, with subtitles?
No, I was afraid to do that.
Here's the thing: the tattoo makes a sound.
No,
a sort of electric whistling sound as the tattoo writhes and animates. According to the closed captions, the tattoo is saying the words "Don't tread on me."
Shut up.
Off. That is.
I am not making this up.
Oh my God. I kind of love it. I kind of love it. Because that snake is also the one example of good special effects in this whole fucking movie.
Yes, the only one. The only one. There was one that like really just it's at the end of the movie that just made me so mad when it's a blowtorch, I think, and they like
it's a really cheap blowtorch,
and it just looks exactly the same afterward. I was like, fuck off. That snake thing was cool. And now I'm sort of mad that I didn't have the closed captioning on to witness
They
that.
blew all of their like salt and spices on the snake tattoo effect.
Yeah, all their doubloons.
Yeah, it is one of those things where like, oh, we are in the future. This is like a cyberpunk sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then
Oh my
everything
God.
else is just word art superimposed.
That is another thing that I wanted to mention was their idea of advanced technology is just technology we have. I was like, wow, you sort of just knew that, like we would have tablets and like FaceTime and stuff. You know what I mean? I was like,
no one texts in this movie. It's all FaceTime.
Yes, all FaceTime. I did think that was really funny. I was like, I just got an iPhone like yesterday, so I don't like FaceTime people, but I was like, that's just how lots of people communicate now is with good old FaceTime. So that was funny that they were like, ooh, the future.
Yeah. And you know how earlier we were saying that like the thing that's weird about this movie is that everyone wants to fuck Inspector Gadget, 16-year-old Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
This includes Heidi.
Yes. Yes.
And they do fuck.
They fuck under the Emma Goldman portrait.
Yeah.
There was so much about like once I think that was really the moment that I was like, oh my God, this is on another level than I was expecting. Because like I was fully expecting like the free market bullshit, like all that other stuff. I was like, okay, whatever. But the like age of consent stuff and that I was just like, oh no, this is like a hard right into something that like I am actually very uncomfortable with.
It's the easiest, most common, most popular joke about libertarians imaginable, but they can't stop stepping on this rake every single fucking time they have a platform for anything for more than like 10 minutes, because this is 30 minutes in the movie, and we have 16-year-old Inspector Gadget like having just had sex with a sex worker underneath like a portrait of like libertarian philosophers and economists, and he's like shirtless and he's like loading up a gun and like putting it in his waistband, and it's like, this is written by someone who was like so fucking uncool in high school and is just desperate to be like a really cool 16-year-old who fucks.
Yeah, this is like the coolest thing he could think of. And
it's desperate is what it is.
Actually got to have sex.
Oh my God.
It reminds me of the fucking Alex Rider spy novels that were like,
shut up.
Yeah, like I read so much of them when I was like a kid, like 11, 12 years old. They were terribly written.
Yes.
But that's part of why this reminds me so much of them.
Yeah. And like the thing that like really got me about this moment was like, my brother in Christ, your family is missing. And like, you know that like FEMA or whoever the fuck wants to kill your dad. Like, and you're like, well, while I'm in the strip, I may as well. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is the motivation? Yeah. What's the plan here, my guy?
Yeah, because Heidi wasn't like a source of information or anything.
No.
Like, she wasn't an informant. She wasn't like an ally. Like, she shows up later it's basically coincidence.
Yeah.
There's some background shit going on during that. I think the first time we might have all gotten distracted by the cool snake tattoo. Before she goes over to Elliot, Al's in the background and gives her the come hither morsel signal, and then she goes to Elliot and instigates their conversation.
Ew.
Is he psychic?
That's a grown adult. Honestly, when I was watching that scene, all I could think about was that scene from The Office when Stanley is like, "That is a child."
He doesn't even look like he could be over 18.
No, that was actual teen baby Inspector Gadget. Like, clearly that is like, and where do you think, like, I just have so many questions. Like, do you think he has money for that? Like, why would you, as a person who makes your money that way, why would you target somebody that looks like a child, like somebody that is a child, first of all? But like, I just don't understand. And like, it's one thing if he went to a sex worker because he was like, I need a place to stay, like, whatever, cool, you can pay for somebody for that. Like, that's honestly kind of an ingenious way to like get a bed for the night. But then like, it's very clear that they bone down, and I'm like, no, please, no, we didn't need it. We didn't need that.
This is also the scene where he defines his sexuality. He calls himself a retrosexual.
Well, I'm retrosexual, but I can tell you how I like it.
What is
which
that?
is never explained.
So I had to look this up.
Can I say my theory first?
Oh, go ahead, please do.
My theory is that in the context of the movie, being straight is illegal. So when you call yourself a retrosexual, you're saying, yeah, I'm what people used to be before it was made illegal, because the country's in decline and there's degeneracy or whatever. Yeah, so that was my theory that I just assumed via context clues.
That's not a bad theory. So I had to search a little bit because there's multiple definitions.
Mhm.
But essentially, he's just calling himself old-fashioned. He's just like, I just want a steak in the morning, and I just want a
God.
cigarette, and just, I want to do some 1950s role play. And
Oh, he wants to do it in missionary for the 2 minutes that it takes.
I want to bitch about how I got to ask my boss for a raise as aftercare.
That is so fucking funny.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm a retrosexual. I only have relations with dames and broads.
Dames. I love that. Oh my God.
I do appreciate the scene ending, though, with the sex worker looking at him longingly as he leaves.
Yeah, what? Because it cannot be stressed enough that this is like a 16-year-old who looks 16. Like, he's shirtless in the scene. He looks like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, like when he's shaving. Like, this is a boy.
Yes.
This is a boy.
Yeah, it really feels like, I know that this is a term that's used more for female characters, but it feels like a Mary Sue.
Absolutely.
It very much feels like Baby Inspector Gadget was written as a self-insert to be like, look how fucking cool I am. Look how much pussy I
absolutely.
get. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can shoot a gun. It's like, grow up.
Yeah, because it only gets worse. Like, the longer the movie goes on, like how cool and awesome and like how much buff. Like, it is never not the main and most important focus of the film. Just how cool this kid is.
The animal magnetism of this child.
It's the trench coat.
God damn it. Look, we all know as millennials, the most trustworthy outfit is a trench coat.
Yeah, and he's got that. I mean, look, we're making these jokes, but like Columbo is like really in right now, so I think he was ahead of the curve.
Columbo's different.
I grew up watching Columbo. Columbo is definitely always, yeah. But the trench coat fit him, so like
exactly.
Yes. A line.
I disagree. It is a defining character trait of Columbo that his trench coat is like rumpled and shitty and like does not fit him that well at all.
But he's worn it forever though, so you know it's his. Like,
yes.
Fucking.
And also he's like a grown man wearing a rumpled trench coat, and like he has the shoulders to fill it out.
Right. You're right. He's not a 16-year-old boy.
Not like hanging off of him. It's like, just a little ill-fitting, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go-Go Gadget went to Men's Warehouse and asked for the one trench coat they had, and it's the day he bought it probably.
Go Gadget. Don't mind if I do.
Hey, I have a presentation at school. Do you have a trench coat? So he leaves his very weird rendezvous and ends up at a libertarian protest. Where the FEMA people are watching out for him. I hate to do this to you guys, but I have to point out something very depressing about the protest that he's at.
Yes, go ahead.
So one of the signs there says Mises was right. Mises.
Yes, I remember this sign.
So I have to tell you a little bit about Ludwig von Mises.
Oh, no.
He's kind of the father of libertarian economics. I don't want to go too deep into it because it's very complicated, but he was born in Austria. He, went to school for economics. He was the teacher for the guy who founded Austrian fascism, which was only destroyed by German fascism. So, yeah, because theirs was like ultra Catholic fascism. So Nick Fuentes shit. And
interesting.
And so he eventually leaves Europe due to Hitler probably going to kill him, goes to New York, where I believe he teaches at NYU because there was a libertarian on the board who wanted to give him a job. And throughout his career, he never gets tenure and proceeds to spend his entire life just yelling at anyone who disagrees with him, including Ayn Rand, who pissed him off for fun on a regular basis.
That's a W for Ayn Rand. I gotta give it to her. Like, that sounds funny.
Look, you're gonna get right every once in a while, and then you're gonna write Anthem. And so Mises died at some point, but a group of libertarians decided to form the Mises Caucus, which, to put it kindly, is run by racists and secessionists, specifically the League of the South. And
so this is like a bad look even by libertarian standards.
Oh yeah. Well, and the thing that makes it even worse is this year the Libertarian Party lost control. It's typically been run by a group called the Pragmatic Caucus, which are your Gary Johnsons and such, who are like, we want social change, we want everyone to be free, but also you should probably wear a seatbelt. Also,
those are the motherfuckers saying I need a license to toast in my toaster.
Right. But this last year, the Mises Caucus took over the Libertarian Party. So now it is a bunch of secessionists and horribly unwell people who are running the party. So when I see signs that say Mises was right, It doesn't fill me with good calm about the people making this movie.
No.
Yeah.
There was also, wasn't there some sort of news segment? I don't know where it was. There were a couple different like news segment-y parts where there was somebody that was talking about Texas seceded.
Yeah.
I have so many, I don't know. I have a lot of feelings about all of that. It's just very strange to me.
Yeah. Well, and their big thing now is to try to secede with New Hampshire is their goals. To get enough libertarians to move to New Hampshire and then just secede.
I've heard about that. Isn't that where that one like pure libertarian town was?
Yep. One of a couple.
Excellent.
They made a town libertarian in New Hampshire, which meant no one is picking up trash, and then a bunch of bears attacked the town.
Yes, the bear town. That's the one.
You know, we love to see it.
Any day now, boys. Keep at it.
So yeah, so it makes me very nervous to see that. Either which way, the FEMA guys see him, chase him off, and
you can't miss Dusty talking about how the hot girl is at the protest.
Oh my God, you're right.
Because of Baby Inspector Gadget's presentation at school that turned her into a libertarian, made her all stars in her eyes, and then she literally yells his name.
His full name, first and last.
Name across the protest, and maybe just maybe that's how FEMA knew where he was.
Yeah, you've got like the FEMA wet bandits like running over, like, oh shit, there he is, there he is. And then Al, Schulman's character, like does the like don't mind if I do shit little gesture thingy, but like does it like at the like FEMA agents in a way towards like he does it to like obstruct them. Like he does the gesture like as part of a larger maneuver to like just bump into them and knock them over.
Subtle.
It's so subtle.
It really should have been the moment that he was thrown in like a camp of some sort, but he does show up.
He just fell over.
Yeah. And from there, I believe he goes to visit his friend who pwned him so well at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, motorcycle kid.
Yeah.
Who's
the
like
romantic
25.
moment in the bedroom. Yeah.
Sorry,
and his Israeli roommate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was his dad for some reason, or his uncle or something.
It was his uncle. Yeah.
Uncle, yes.
Yeah. No, this was another moment where the music, like I could not ignore it. I wrote it down. Friendship music. That was actually really romantic in nature.
You know, I've always said this. You can always tell bad acting when actors can't tell the difference between love interest love and familial or friendship love, and that they just always come across as like, you guys are gonna fuck, aren't you?
Yeah.
I was fully expecting it. They were in that bedroom, Chekhov's bed, you know what I mean?
Yeah, one of the guys has a poster for Lady Magdalene's in the background, so but it's from here that they find out a way to get Mr. Elliot Vreeland into the revolutionary agorist cadre. So they shove him in a steamer trunk and then ship him out via airplane, I think? Because I heard an airplane at one point when he's in the trunk. It's at least far enough that they have to give him an oxygen tank.
Yeah. They literally put him in a box. I was like, what is this? Like, I was like, this can't be the only way. Like, there has to be a, like,
what happened to just like blindfolding somebody and like driving him around in the back of a van?
Yeah. I was like, if this went through any sort of customs or anything, they would know that there's a human being inside of this.
Right. Well, and it's even more frustrating because they send him from Vegas to Vegas. They're still in Vegas at the end of that.
Oh my God, that's right.
It's a different Vegas.
They could have wrapped him in a rug and put him in the back of a van. Like they did not need to. They didn't need to put him in that trunk.
Like as libertarians, they should know that there's like cheaper ways to do this.
Right. Yes. Like the free market is very good when it comes to, I don't know, hiding people and transporting them.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have any idea how many like nuggets of cadmium you're spending that you don't need to?
FedEx only takes rare minerals. Yeah, and so they end up at the Agorist space where they really love George Mason University for some reason. It's like they're Harvard.
Yeah, that was, there was one thing that, I don't know if I understood this joke correctly, but it was a joke that did not land. When they tried to put him in the box, they asked him if he was claustrophobic, and he said he was agoraphobic.
Claustrophobic?
Agoraphobic.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what is this joke you're trying to make right now? I don't know. It was something that stuck out to me because I was like, this is a very strange moment.
Yeah.
Did he say aquaphobic? Like afraid of water?
No, he definitely said agoraphobic.
Agoraphobic, like afraid of big spaces. And I don't know if it was like some sort of like wordplay on like agorism, but I was like, whatever this is, it's not working for me.
Okay, if it is wordplay on agorism, it's actually kind of funny.
Whatever it was not working very well. I didn't know if either of you knew.
That does make me think, Dusty, why is it called agorism? What is the root word?
The root word is agor, which I believe is Greek for market.
Mm-hmm.
So he wakes up at Revolutionary Agorist Cadre's base, which is like a mall that's underground.
Yeah.
And not just any mall, but like a super libertarian mall.
Right. But before we talk about that, I think we have to talk about the other main character, sort of, kind of, when he runs into Lorimer.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Because the place where they take him in the shipping crate, that's where he meets Lorimer.
But yeah, they take him to like where he's going to stay, which is a hotel underground. And then they meet at the hotel pool where Lorimer's just swimming around.
Yes, there's a very weird, leery, uncomfortable, like Fast Times at Ridgemont High sequence where we're just staring at her in the super tiny bikini and she's like, hi, and then she leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, women love it when you stand over them while they're in a pool and only have one path of egress to get out.
Yeah.
Known fact.
Yeah.
Oh, I could not tell. Is Lorimer supposed to also be a teen? I was a little confused about that because she looks like she could be like an old teen, like 18.
I
19.
looked this up because after watching that scene, my first thought was like, if she is like a teenager, this is like disgusting. I hate libertarians, actually, genuinely. So I looked it up. I could not find her age on like any profiles on her website on IMDb. I finally found an article about her that was written in 2016 that said that she was 24 at the time of the article. So if that was written in 2016, if this movie was filmed in 2013, then she was 21.
Okay.
So congratulations, not as scuzzy as it could have been.
Well, the actor was 21. Like, how old
the character is absolutely a teenager.
Okay. I was very confused about all of that. But also, like, was Baby Inspector Gadget an actual teen during filming, or was he like a mini adult?
I feel like he was a mini adult, but yeah, let's look up Christian Cram.
I would love to know. Just because, like,
let's look up this poor man.
I just really hate when one person is underage in those kinds of situations. It's very uncomfortable for all involved.
While we're looking this up, I do want to say Christian Cram was in One More Thing after Alongside Night. It was a short documentary about Mormons who like weed.
Is he a Mormon? What?
I don't know what the context was, but I hope you're doing okay.
Specifically as himself.
Yeah.
So that's the man behind the character.
So many questions.
If it's the guy,
don't know how old he is.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm getting censuses from like the 1800s in Texas.
He could be immortal. He could be a vampire. That's why he's so fucking cool.
Oh shit, I found his Barbizon Midwest blog spot.
Oh,
his
no.
what?
No.
From 2012. He's the younger brother of actor Connor Cram, who's also a Barbizon Midwest graduate. He moved from Iowa to California in 2007. Yeah, it doesn't say when he was born, but he's done a couple things for Nickelodeon. Whatever.
For Nickelodeon.
He looks like a baby in the picture, so...
What a jump.
Man.
Yeah, so how do you feel about Lorimer?
I'm not Lorimer.
I'm not Alex.
Sometimes I watch a movie with a female character in it, and it really just makes me think, wow, this is one of those movies where the female character isn't a character. Like, this is a common phenomenon across a lot of movies because, like, just men tend to be protagonists, so you put all the actual characterization into the man, and the woman's just there to, like, be there or look pretty, chase after or whatever. But this movie really, really throws it into relief, really just kind of cold shocks you to be like, yep, here she is, she's here, she's just here to, like, cling onto Inspector Gadget's arm and, like, kiss him randomly. So what do I think of Lorimer? Lorimer gives me nothing to think about is the problem.
Yep.
Yeah. Lorimer is like the epitome of like not like other girls, badass. Like if I could erase the like badass woman trope from the like early 2000s film and television, I would, because it is a horrible way to like position a woman so that she's removed from her femininity and also like so cool that she's like untouchable. It's just another way of dehumanizing a woman, right? Like it is another, like, first of all, this bitch is running around in like 4-inch heels, which I think it's funny because it makes her taller than Baby Inspector Gadget, but she's like running around on this mission later in like these huge fucking stilettos. They're not even like chunky heels. They're like actual stilettos. And yeah, there was just a lot going on there that I was like, oh, I've seen this a million times before. Like I've seen this trope. I've seen this, all of it, a million times before.
This is like Baby's first heroine, basically. Baby's first baby's first action heroine. It's nothing. It is pure nothing burger in this movie that she is. She is like I said, she's just there to be like a thing that follows around Inspector Gadget, and she's a thing with the FEMA director. But it is so non-relevant. It impacts absolutely nothing. It is the bedrock of zero decisions that anyone actually makes in this movie. It's nothing burger.
That's a really good description of the character, honestly.
I also think that like there is something really fascinating, but that I think happens with a lot of like either alt-right or like libertarian sort of sectors, is that they'll co-opt these characters, like because later they refer to her as Princess Leia because she like had some sort of FEMA information because of her dad, blah blah blah, that she brought into the cadre. And it's like, it's so funny to me because it feels like a lot of times these groups like have no idea what the actual source material is talking about. It just makes me so tickled, but also so frustrated. Like, you don't get to have Princess Leia. You all are weirdos. Leave her alone.
It's not the first Star Wars reference they make either, or not the only one, because they also just quote the line about death sticks from Star Wars Episode 2 verbatim.
You don't want to sell me death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life.
And as a prequel enjoyer, I got a kick out of that. But as a film critic, I thought it sucked.
Yeah.
Truly mind versus heart on this matter.
So I think we put it off enough. I think we have to talk about the mall and the hotel.
I would love to. The gigantic underground fallout shelter mall that like they spend an entire minute of dialogue like explaining exactly why like nobody's discovered it and how it's been able to operate.
Yes. Below the school. It's below the school, right?
Yeah, it's below the fucking school.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, you were put on a plane to be sent to your school.
Your high school, yeah.
These rich kids in their private jets are getting out of control.
But yeah, I appreciate that they explain every joke of every store that's there too. They take a scene that could have easily been a minute and a half and turn it into its own act.
Yes, it took so long.
It's the same problem as the bit where they're doing the PSA about how only 1 ounce of gold can get you in jail, where like they take a funny idea, a funny line, and then they just keep doing it. They stretch it for like an entire minute and a half, 2 minutes, when the jokes already happen.
Out of all the stores, what were your favorites?
Oh God, Bunny Ranch guy sure was some of the minutes of cinema of all time. Like, because I knew he was just some sort of libertarian personality who unfortunately exists in the real world. It was very sobering to just realize that, like, oh, this isn't a funny character. This isn't a fictional bit. This is just a guy doing what he does, and they put a camera on him. And then you told me at the beginning of the show that he is very much like not just like a scuzz, but like a rapist. And I was like, yeah, I assumed as much, which sucks. Yeah, so I don't want to say that's my favorite store, but it was certainly the one that left the greatest impact on my body, not unlike a car.
Yeah, I feel like I just sort of like phased out of my body for that entire sequence, so I don't know if I really have a good answer. It was just so disorienting. Like, I don't know what it was about like the set design of that mall itself that I was just like, ugh, the whole time.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a dying mall in the Midwest for the most part. Like there should have been an Auntie Anne's somewhere. I don't know why it wasn't.
What made it better? Quite frankly.
There was the stateless sweets or stateless snacks.
I did look them up. They were real and they are now out of business.
That's funny.
Because they didn't pay their taxes?
Right. Probably.
I did look up the coin evaluator guy that they talked to. That guy exists.
Yeah.
Apparently doing pretty good business because, like, you know, libertarian ideology aside, like trading and dealing and like coins, it's like it's a business model.
I did really like the first anarchist bank only because they called euros Oiros.
Yeah.
When they were cashing out.
Yeah, getting dinars and euros and.
I was so I was just like, I don't even know what's happening here. I don't understand.
I like how Inspector Gadget deposits his like Chuck E. Cheese tokens, and they're like, and he's like, "Would you like this in like euros or yuan or like other currencies?" And Inspector Gadget is like, he leans back all smug. He's like, "All three, please." Doesn't specify how he would like it broken up. Doesn't specify what denominations. He just all three, please, and the banker just like splits it evenly, I guess.
Would you prefer Emiratis, yuan, or euros?
All three?
It's pure anarchy, so I think they appreciate it in a little way.
Yeah. There was also the Libertarian pharmacy where I could not tell if it was a joke, and if so, who the joke was on. Where Lorimer is like, it was either Lorimer or Inspector Gadget. One of them is like, "So you're telling me I could just like buy all these drugs?" And the pharmacist is like, "Yes." And he's like, "All right, well, what if I like go and sell them to children?" And the pharmacist is just like,
"So, if you buy our drugs, please don't do that." And
then walks away.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I guess please don't do that.
Yeah.
But like, again, like if this is a joke, I don't know who it's on. From like who's it for?
Well, and Lorimer's just dunking on him the whole time for being clearly awkward around weed and drugs in general.
Yeah. But he's just an old-fashioned gal.
I know, he's a retrosexual. You need to respect it, Lorimer.
Yeah, he's not messing with any of those drugs.
Yeah, it's like, oh, jazz cigarettes. Okay, got it. And I do think we do have to mention the Nukes Are Us location that's selling a nuke for engineering purposes.
Yeah, engineering purposes only.
When they open up the thing and like the blue light comes out.
Yeah,
it's
like you're all dead. You've all died.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all die, and the whole rest of the movie is just like the like radiation-induced hallucination of Inspector Gadget
from Chernobyl.
Yeah. In a quick 5 to 10 years, they mysteriously have different kinds of cancer.
I bet it was FEMA though. FEMA clearly gave them the.
FEMA definitely did.
But then they find out a raid's coming, but they're given 2 hours notice, so it's really not that big of a deal.
The thing about the raid notice too is that the computer generated animated guy doing the raid notice. It looks exactly like Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse people. And this is like zero budget animation from like a libertarian guy's pet project movie in 2013. And Mark Zuckerberg, for all his bajillions of dollars, can't make his virtual reality money hole look any better than that. And that just makes me just delighted.
Who knows? This could be Mark Zuckerberg's like favorite movie ever, and he just wanted to make his beautiful virtual reality look like this movie.
He's gonna make like the shitty underground mall in metaverse.
Yes.
He's gonna go to the Anarchy Bank. He's gonna get like 3 equal but non-specified denominations of like the wild currency.
But I think we can't really skim over their first kiss between Lorimer and Elliot.
They kiss all right.
Yep.
And yeah, I feel like the bad rushed chasteness of the kiss adds credence to the theory that the actor playing Inspector Gadget might actually still be a teenage boy. Because like obviously no way the actress would probably be comfortable with like Frenching him if that was the case.
Yeah, it did feel a lot like baby's first stage kiss.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because there's like no actual intimacy with the sex worker earlier. Like it's just like
that would have been such a huge ask for the intimacy coordinator.
Yeah.
It's like don't only choreograph this, you need to do a whole sex ed class.
Like, okay, but like libertarians probably don't believe in intimacy coordinators.
Yeah.
Please explain to this probably Mormon teenager what sex is.
The intimacy coordinator is the one who like jumps up and down in the bed. Wow.
That is a Mormon deep cut right there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can coordinate some intimacy, all right.
This, you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
So he goes back to Vegas, even though he's in Vegas, because his dad isn't captured and he's just hiding out in the family home.
Yeah, it's like he never left.
Yeah, so he's reunited and the main FEMA villain's there. Apparently, I don't remember how this happened, but the line only FEMA uses a term like bolo.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a weird thing to catch the villain on. Because, like, first of all, bolo is a type of tie. Maybe that's what they were talking about.
Kind of knife. Like, yeah,
it's a be on the lookout, essentially. It's a term that all police agencies use to put a bolo out on someone, is to be like, hey, look out for this person.
But no, it's just FEMA.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was an idiot for assuming otherwise. But here's where we find out that the FEMA agent who's the big bad of the movie who just showed up is actually Lorimer's dad, and killed off Lorimer's mom because she was going to give information to the cadre.
That's what my mother was trying to do when he killed her.
And so that's why Lorimer ran away and joined the cadre.
Not just killed her off, but killed her off in like a really convoluted and like long drawn out way where like he got her committed and then like just sort of drove her to suicide in the asylum. Like, again, this is something that like could have been a much simpler plot beat, but they took like a minute and a half of dialogue to explain what happened.
Yeah.
Kevin Sorbo and his son, Inspector Gadget, they just say, can you excuse us for a minute? And they go into the bathroom to talk and they like turn on the sink to like hide their dialogue. So like it's covering it up or whatever. And they're just having this really intense conversation about like, oh God, what are we going to do? Or whatever. Just as they're wasting so much fucking water in Las Vegas.
Yeah, the actual desert.
In the future, yeah. So yeah, they should be under a water restriction at some sort by this point in history. But
yeah.
But yeah, they had to have a private conversation, and no better way than to just turn on a sink when people are 3 feet away.
Yeah.
So
it's not like it's your house. It's not like you can ask them to wait outside.
Right.
So
Are they being detained?
So I don't forget how, but Al ends up helping Elliot and Lorimer escape, and there's a car chase, I guess. Where they drive out to a Libertarian bar in the middle of the desert.
While listening to just some of the worst Libertarian folk music I've ever heard in my life.
The music in this film is truly unparalleled, but like in the wrong direction.
But this does lead us to the ultimate Act 3. They're going to raid the most notorious FEMA prison in the country, Utopia.
Yeah.
Which is hidden inside the Al Gore Global Atmospheric Carbon Reduction Facility in Henderson, Nevada, which is a suburb of Las Vegas.
When they like exactly what kind of movie I was watching and like the exact ideology of the people making it, like it wasn't until they referenced the Al Gore Global Atmospheric Carbon Reduction Center. They mentioned that, and then someone makes a crack. It's like
23 trillion new dollars of your tax money at work.
And everybody laughs. That was when I realized, like, oh, this movie is made by like evil people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they decide for this raid, they're not going to send their best agents. They're going to send the newest people they have, Lorimer and Elliot, who's now going by Atlas.
Yes. And again, this is why it reminds me so much of the fucking Alex Rider novels I read as a kid, because every book had to think of an excuse as to why they had to send a high schooler instead of like an actual agent to any given situation.
Yeah. But I do love the fact it's like you're not on any of their lists, which is mind-boggling since one is the daughter of FEMA.
Yeah. Right. And the son of the guy that they're trying to...
Right. How could he not be...
It's like why is that whole family not on a list of yours? I would imagine that they've been under surveillance for a long time, which is how the mom and sister got nabbed. But like, so like, what do you mean not on their list? But what is logic compared to the power of that trench coat?
I mean, it's true. I mean, he could hide literally anywhere in that coat.
He could.
Yeah. He gets like caught by a FEMA agent or something, and he's like freeze, and he just like opens the trench coat and like swallows him up like one of those like blanket octopuses or something.
My God, his coat is a creature with the SCP. So they have a plan, and it's kind of just meaningless word salad, but it's essentially, I think it was just drive to Henderson, sneak in, and then blow it up.
Yeah, explode something. But they were putting the charges on the door, and I think that's where I got lost. I was like, I don't think I understand what this plan is.
Here is what the plan was. The plan itself was to use Elliot, aka Atlas, aka Inspector Gadget, and Lorimer, to use them as bait to like get brought into the facility for reasons. And once there, they are basically just there to confirm the existence of the prison, because the revolutionary Agorist cadre wants to expose the existence of the prison. The actual freeing of anyone in the prison is a secondary objective. And these charges that they're putting on the door, they're not like explosive charges, they're more like counter charges, or they're like hacking devices, because they're making sure that if the plan backfires, they cannot implode the facility, to destroy it and destroy the evidence. However, one of the FEMA agents gets up for a cup of coffee and opens the door, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And then everything goes to shit, and he triggers the implosion. And now the charges or whatever they were putting on the door is useless, because the charges are going to prevent the implosion, but you need the correct sequence. And they shot the guy who this whole plan, they shoot the only guy who knows the correct sequence to like prevent the implosion.
They didn't give the information to everyone. They just let the one guy go in. This is one of those, like, it was one of those sequences where I was like, all of these shots are like a couple seconds too long. Like when he opens the door and he sees them and he looks at each of them, I was like, we are taking too long for all of this. And then my biggest critique, my number one critique, is why would you stop after shooting one person? You've looked at all three of them. Why would you stop after shooting one? Why wouldn't you shoot all three of them?
Reasons. And FEMA agent who triggers the implosion of the facility basically like locks himself in his bedroom to like FaceTime with Inspector Gadget. And they have the longest, most misdirected, undirected dialogue exchange of the entire movie. Because he's very sad about something. There's a baby in the prison.
There is a baby inside the compound.
Yes, where did that baby come from?
Yeah. And he's like, "Can you take this baby out of the prison?" And
this
Elliot's
baby
like,
reminds me of myself.
Yeah, can you take this baby out of the prison? And Elliot's like, "Okay, I guess." And then he slides the baby under the door.
Through the baby door.
There's a little baby door. Like, what could this door be for other than this baby?
The Costco door. It's like, you know, people are building their garages now with like a cutout between their garage and their kitchen, so that when they unload their Costco from their car, just goes straight into that little door. And that's I imagine in 2013, that is what that door was for at this secret prison. It was their Costco door. I'm sure they need a lot of supplies, so they probably just go to Costco.
Yeah, LaCroix's fucking heavy. I get it.
Yeah, so Elliot and the FEMA agent are just like having this like sad, just intense, meaningful gaze at each other for like 3 minutes, and then he slides the baby under the door, and they get out, and like, I guess Elliot's whole family except his dad dies because they were in the prison.
And his 25-year-old friend
and his 25-year-old motorcycle friend.
Yeah, poor fucking Scoots is gone.
Like, and we just don't really deal with the consequences of that at all.
No.
No.
I do appreciate during that meaningful conversation they had, he gives a "you're not so bad, you and I," where he's like, "You're a pretty okay kid."
For the record, you're okay, kid.
Like, what are you using to gather this information? All you've done is point guns at each other this whole time.
And aren't they like trying to like trade, like make a barter deal out of like, stop the implosion, I'll like make a barter with you. And
he's like, I got a lot of money. It's like,
he's like, I got a lot of money. I don't even, what did he offer? Because I don't even think it was money. It was like,
it might have been gold belt.
Yeah, I think he was offering gold belt. And like, you see the FEMA agent like thinking it over, and then he's like, nah, boss wouldn't like that. It's like, you're about to fucking die.
Guess I'll die then.
You're about to die.
God.
I'll do you one better. Free baby.
You know, it's like the libertarian belief in like all of society just being like consensual transactions. Gold belt for baby? No. Free baby, here you go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know whose baby that is. Like,
yeah, that baby was completely like unexplained, but it just
baby's not brought up before this, not brought up after this. It's not his baby. It's not anyone in the movie's baby, as far as we know. It's just a baby.
It's a baby, yeah.
You know, I do appreciate too that the prison that they're being held in, that's so dangerous and so awful, is very clearly a lush hotel full of a bed and reading materials and warmth. I had to look this up. So they're definitely at the Suncoast Hotel and Casino, where rooms are about $100 a night. And so I don't know if they got 8 different rooms, or they just like switched people in and out just for the night to get those shots.
It's definitely the same place they filmed a lot of the like mall rooms. Because I figured it was either a mall or just like drywall corners that like you know, like sets. But then it's like, no, these guys aren't good enough sets. They filmed this in like a mall basement and like a hotel basement.
Yeah,
because you can see how tight and claustrophobic all the cinematography is in like this prison sequence. Because like they are trying not to show you the rest of the hotel. Like there's an ice machine like right around the corner from like the containment cell or whatever, and like they're not allowed to move it. They can't move it. This whole scene also had the first use of day for night filter, I believe, or a little bit of blue tints to show that like it's a light. I was hoping it wouldn't be used, but they did put some like really ugly, cheap, tacky tinting on it because that was that was the one like just really god awful cheap movie effect that like I hate.
Yeah.
I was really hoping this movie could get through it without using it.
Yeah, because they clearly filmed Elliot running at night once. Not well, but they did it.
Yeah. And then there's a stock footage helicopter, and then like very bad green screen helicopter pilot guy just like sitting in like a seat with like helicopter parts photoshopped over him. The movie really strains beneath its own cheapness at this part.
Yeah. It definitely has the explosion of the whole thing falling off feels like it could have come from the asylum, just like footage left over from Sharknado.
Yeah, because it's not even like a 3D implosion. It's like they just broke the image of the building up into parts, and then those parts individually slid down.
And like truly watching, I think that like one of the best signifiers or like things to look at when looking at CGI is fire or explosions, because those are where you're gonna fuck up the most. And man, oh man, those explosions, I was like, wow, we are living in like 2001. What is happening? We just like grabbed some like clip art of explosions and put them in.
So lucky for the cadre, they end up getting what they need. They have a video of Scoots talking about stuff, and then the building explodes. And so they hold this a press conference with Dr. Martin Vreeland, Elliot's there, and the two heads of the cadre, revealing this sinister government prison.
On the crypto hippie darknet.
Coming to you live via the crypto hippie darknet.
That's a real thing.
No, are you serious?
No. Crypto hippie darknet's a real fucking thing. Or at least the crypto hippie is a real fucking thing.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I was like this movie at times feels like a satire about libertarians. And that was a moment that I was like, is this a joke? Like, are they making a joke about something? Like, is this like an inside joke for libertarians or something? That's horrifying.
So my question is, what did they achieve? What did they do?
They exposed the existence of the Utopia prison, I guess. They didn't save anyone in it. They all died because of their own plan backfiring.
Yeah.
It's like all those people definitely died like because of them, arguably. But people know about it, I guess. One of the FEMA agents died, but one of the cadre agents died too, so kind of a wash.
Yeah.
They cut a real good promo for cable news, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, yeah, but I completely forgot what happened at the press conference. Mr. FEMA head shows up in a disguise.
Yeah, he's disguised as a cameraman and
he's
huge
just, like,
beard.
Like steps in front of Lorimer to film this press conference. You know how cameramen step in front of audience members to get a good shot.
Yeah, all the time.
And then just pulls a gun out of his fake camera. And Lorimer just stands there like an idiot.
Yeah. And then FEMA director, like, I don't even know if he gets a shot off.
Yeah, this is another moment where we're all just standing there with our guns looking at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he doesn't get a shot off before like FEMA director is shot and killed by like every individual in the room because they all carry guns because they're all libertarians.
All carry guns.
But it's Elliot who does it because my God, don't you just want to fuck him?
Right, he's so cool. Like, wasn't it so cool? And wasn't it so cool earlier in the movie? We totally forgot to talk about when they're in the mall.
Yes.
Yeah, when they're in the mall on their like little date, they go into this like virtual reality,
like a simulator.
Virtual reality simulator where in the simulation they are teachers at like an elementary school or a high school, and they are simulating being teachers and like fending off armed shooters. Like they're giving a pretend lecture to pretend students, and then pretend school shooter barges down the door, and it's just like a quick draw, take them out, and then it shows them like their statistics at the end, like kids saved, shooters killed, which is probably one of the most horrific things I've ever seen, like in a movie ever. Like it's not scary, but like you just think about the implications of people viewing the world this way, and you want to crawl under a rock.
Yeah. Well, what I think that like after watching the entire movie, my thought is that they must think that the world operates the same way that these characters do, where they take an extra minute before they actually fire their weapons rather than the way that the world actually works with school shooters be using automatic weapons, where it actually is not that hard to kill like 15 people in a minute.
The simulation sucked because like the shooters barge in and then they just sort of like walk side to side like Mario enemies.
Yes, and they just come in. They don't actually come in shooting, which is what happens.
Well, and Lorimer and Atlas both have to unload their entire gun before they actually hit them. Like, they're dead. They're already dead by the time they start firing.
Yes. Yeah. No,
but they're good guys with the guns.
It's
they got the bad guys with the guns.
All those kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And so they kill FEMA director.
Yeah.
Yes.
The day is saved. America is saved.
Yeah. Lorimer goes on a date on the shitty rope bridge with Elliot and his dad.
Yeah.
And it's kind of indicated that, well, and this is one of my favorite libertarian things, that the revolutionary Agorist cadre is willing to protect people if you pay them.
Yes.
And if they're not happy with being protected, they could always not pay them, because everyone will always have the money to pay them if they want.
I want to say the revolutionary Agorist cadre's scheme, their plot, their ideology, I guess, in this movie, it is not dissimilar to the plot of the Akatsuki and Naruto, where they are superpowered mercenaries, basically trying to basically take over the world by being paid to do war, and people will pay to get protected during war. And if you don't want to pay them, you can just like go pay someone else. But like, who are you going to pay? Like some other chumps, or like the guys who are like the most powerful, the most in charge?
Yeah, which is why libertarians are very fond of the idea that, we should abolish the police. We should replace that with armed guards that you pay.
Yeah.
Or police forces that you pay, which will work out.
Yeah, it's so good. And then there's the final scene with like the chairman of the board or whatever of the revolutionary Agorist cadre. Do you want to take this one?
Oh yeah, where they are reading through the amendments to the Constitution, and they are reading over the amendment about like the basically separation of church and state. Man, they say it so many times, and now I'm completely blanking. It's the Congress.
Congress shall pass no law restricting freedom of speech, religion, etc., etc., etc.
Congress shall make no law.
Yeah, he just keeps saying Congress shall pass no law. Congress shall pass no law. And then it eventually puts a period after Congress shall pass no law and crosses out the whole rest of it.
And there's like a dramatic music sting.
Yes. And it's like, wow. And then we go into that really horrible, weird punk rock, whatever. It's not even punk. It's like, I don't even know what it is, quite frankly.
I can fill that in. So the guy doing the music, his name is Jordan Page. He became very popular during the Bush administration, pretty much the same time that Adam Kokesh did. So he made a lot of protest music during that time. Since then, he's kind of shifted. And you could tell because of the hat he's wearing during that final musical number that says Oath Keepers.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I didn't notice.
He has worked with the Oath Keepers on a regular basis.
That's not good.
I didn't stick around long enough to see it. I was just like, "We're done. The movie's done."
Just please end the movie. I'm like mashing forward on my keyboard to like get to the end, because I seeked to see if there was a post-credit scene, and like there is, but I literally don't fucking remember it because it's like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's a Jamaican libertarian saying things.
Oh no. Yeah. I think it's so fascinating. I'm always fascinated by this conversation about the Constitution, and like people that are like diehard Constitution stands, you know what I mean? Because when you look at other countries, like a lot of other countries have had multiple constitutions in their history, and like for better or for worse, right? Like I read about the history of the Philippines in the last couple of years, just because I was curious about like how did they get from point A to point B, because my father's from the Philippines. And between the time that Japan left the Philippines after World War II and like 2010, when the book was published, the Philippines has had 6 different constitutions. Like other places do not act as if the Constitution is like the word of God. It's really fascinating how Americans are there's like a whole sect of Americans that are like very tied to this document that was written hundreds of years ago.
That's because other nations aren't America, and our Constitution literally is the word of God. So we're just better than everyone else. And if you so much as touch a punctuation mark on like Thomas Jefferson's shitty big handwriting, go to hell.
I mean, it also doesn't help that the Founding Fathers made it incredibly impossible to change the Constitution legally. But to do so, you need 2/3 of the states to vote to have a constitutional convention, which means you need to have complete party control of, I believe, about 27 states to do that.
Yeah.
And it's, or 27, 28 states. But yeah, so it's extremely tough to do.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but also just like the Congress shouldn't have, nobody should have the power to change the Constitution. It's have several seats. What are you? Who are you?
Yeah. Now we got to do a small government. That's how you do it. You just throw a nation into chaos and get rid of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved, and loved is a strong word in the in that big final press conference scene where Dr. Smarty Pants was talking about how originally he was very much about limited government, and then he met these anarchists and they changed his whole worldview. And I was like, yeah, anarchists that have a full militant structure. They have generals. You know what I mean? Granted, I don't know that much about anarchy as a structure, but I just sort of assumed there wasn't one. So found that to be very fascinating.
I did think it's just the final scene is so good, where it's revolutionary Agorist cadre saved the day. Yeah. And then it cut to this second in command guy going over the Constitution is well, remember the anarchist part? Oh, we're gonna do the anarchy again. Ha 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 ha. Evil. And I'm sure this is the kind of thing that I would think is so poggers if I gave a shit. if I was immersed in this brew, this would be the equivalent of Thanos showing up at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever. Oh fuck, they're gonna do anarchism. They're gonna get the Mises and pointing out all the references. I'm reminded of what video essayist Dan Olson said about crypto, cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency projects, which is that since cryptocurrency only attracts people who are giving a shit about cryptocurrency, that's the only real common denominator. Every cryptocurrency project has to be about cryptocurrency. So it's just a recursive loop of just the same signifiers, haha, to the moon, funny monkey, and all the jargon and all the catchphrases. And from this movie, I got the same sort of vibe where this is a movie about libertarianism, which means it has to be about libertarianism, where every single reference and name drop is just peppered in there to be little delectable morsels for people who feel very strongly about age of consent laws. It's just very bizarre feeling as someone completely outside of that to watch a movie like this and to know that there is so much going on a jargon and a conceptual and an intra-community level that I am just simply not privy to because I don't fucking care to be.
Yeah, I was very much I'm just not gonna do any research once I watch this movie because I before or after I was you know what? We're just gonna, this is coming from my perspective. This is how I feel about this. And it's yucky,
It feels it feels like eavesdropping. It feels I'm watching this movie. I feel I shouldn't be watching this. This is a movie that libertarians made for libertarians in the sense that if anyone other than a libertarian who knows all these words and is hanging flags in their apartment and is going to town meetings with guns and Gadsden's flags, if anyone other than that watch that, they would be embarrassed about it. And maybe you should be a little bit. This is stupid.
It's they've ruined a bunch of things that should be totally normal. Like sex work is a great example of this. It's do what you do, you know what I mean? But you don't have, they make it so gross. It makes me
it's scuzzy.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I don't fucking need to legalize sex work rhetoric coming from John Q. Bunny Ranch.
Right. Oh my God. Especially because it's libertarianism is so fascinating to me because there are people that truly believe that it can coexist with leftist ideology. People do really believe that. And that's really wild to me because it's as I was saying earlier, people just use it as an excuse to be selfish and be awful to other people. And it's how can you not care about the rest of the world so much? And it's so, I think libertarianism is so fascinating fascinating and like horrifying to me because it is so counter to how a lot of cultures have operated for so long, like community-based cultures and like matriarchal-based cultures, like all these other cultures have a very strong connection to the other people within the culture, and they're all looking out for the culture as a whole and like the survival of that culture. Whereas this is like laissez-faire, do whatever the fuck you want because who cares?
It's a fantasy, and the fantasy completely collapses if you don't already view yourself as or are someone who's already coming out on top with everything anyway because you have like money.
Totally.
Exactly.
Totally. And like it's very telling that the protagonist of this movie was like a young white man who looks like he would be shooting up a high school if he was not a economics whiz as a 16-year-old. Truly
I was gonna say that was uncalled for, but like he is wearing a trench coat for half the movie. This is well known. This is very well known.
I'm 90% sure the AK would shatter his bones the second he fired it, though. So there is
probably. I do love, this is like a very specific stage combat thing. I love it. I love watching people handle weapons on camera when you can tell they've never shot a real gun before, because it's like a gun that size, like the ones that the handguns that they were using, those usually have kickback and like they're actually really heavy weapons. And it's like, you have never fired a real gun before.
Which is really funny because you'd think for a movie like that is so just like deep in the like libertarian sauce, like basically everyone involved like would know how to fire a gun to the point where they could probably instruct the actors to fire fake guns better. Because you're right, it's either completely ignoring kickback or having way too much kickback, and usually just ignoring the weight of the thing completely.
Yeah, and also like there's a lot about. I always love seeing weapons on screen because I'm like, let's see how well you actually know how to handle that. I'm surprised, like quite frankly, I'm surprised they didn't have live weapons on that set. Because like laissez-faire, baby, man.
That damn government with their like regulations that you can't have live ammo and live firearms on sets anymore.
Yeah, so I guess we're at the end of the movie. Any final thoughts? And I guess more importantly, we've kind of covered it, that we're not really that much closer to agorism, let alone libertarianism after watching the movie. But yeah, final thoughts.
Like I said, it was, despite some like scenes that went on a bit too long, dialogue was a bit too heavy, it wasn't particularly boring, which is what I was afraid of. I was afraid of it being, like when I saw the 2-hour runtime, I was afraid of it being just utterly intolerably zero budget, the way that like, that guy with the glasses nostalgia critic movies are. But I was also very afraid of it just being 2 hours of just completely unendurable boredom. But this movie was very interesting moment to moment for the most part. Because even if it's very bad, this like Alex Rider kid spy, like everybody wants to fuck you shit, it makes things happen. There's a lot of things happening in this movie in a good way.
Yeah, this movie gave me the ick so hard all the time, just throughout the whole thing. But like, it certainly kept me guessing. Like the moment there were so many moments that I was just like, what do you mean this is what we're gonna do? Like the moment they brought out the box for him to get into the box, I was like, what do you mean this is what you're gonna do? So yeah, no, definitely kept me guessing. The production quality. See, I don't watch a lot of like poor production quality things. I watch a lot of things that I consider like bad TV or bad movies, but usually very high production value. But this is one of the few things I've seen that I'm like, oh yikes, this is not sure if this is going to take me out of it. But I think I was just held in thrall of like how many questions I had about everything.
Yeah, because like I've seen a lot of like Z budget shit. Like I've seen The Room. I've seen like stuff like The Creature from the Haunted Sea, Attack of the Giant Gila Monster, or other just like 1950s just dredge. All that much worse, or more specifically, much less enjoyable, much less endurable than Alongside Night. Because Alongside Night, it's a ride. That's my endorsement of it. It's a ride. It's not a particularly riveting ride. More of a carousel than a roller coaster, but it is a ride. There's bright lights and flashing music, which is more than could be said for a lot of other really bad garbage movies. So that basically just means like 2 thumbs up, 5 bags of popcorn, like movie of the year from me.
Yeah, I think I keep wanting it to be like a talking cat or Cool Cat Saves the Kids or The Room. It's just like the sort of thing you can bring a ton of people in, have a ton of fun, and then walk away from. But Christine, I think you're right. There's just a little too much ick going on for it to be like a group project and hanging out.
Yeah, this is definitely a movie I'm profoundly glad I watched like by myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not a fun group watch. Way too much weird sex shit just sort of implied by the script, implied by the actions, implied by just like the inclusion of the literal bunny ranch guy for just holding you hostage for like a 2-minute scene.
I think that like the thing that I found so fascinating in like a really horrible way, and also like as a storyteller by profession, right? Like something that I find really interesting about stories like this that are based around a specific ideology or political stance or whatever, like it is a very hard line of propaganda, right? Of putting so much of your ideology or political platform into the text itself versus making something that is about that without it actually being about the theory and about the philosophy and all that stuff. And this, like, we were really getting hit over the head with like the theory and all of that I was like, oh my God, where can we blow more things up or something? Jesus Christ.
Like the opening scene with the presentation, like it's written in a way and edited even in a way it's where like it's almost like he expects you, the viewer, to also like stand up and clap, like your mind has been changed, you are transformed, you're a convert to the cause now.
And it's so fascinating because it's like propaganda in film has existed forever, right? Like as long as film has been around, basically. And like when you look at things like zombie movies are a great example of this. A lot of like the original old school zombie movies were actually about xenophobia. They were like about how do we other, specifically Asians in America, but like how do we other this group? How do we show that this group is bad? And how, without being like this group is bad, but instead, we presumed that they had sex under this poster of a libertarian thought, thinker. So it's like, cool. You're not really like, it was not subtle.
But yeah, it's I think my only complaint with the movie is like I've seen a lot of Kevin Sorbo movies, which means to say I've seen a lot of evangelical movies. And I hate to say it, he's a very good actor in the roles he takes. He's just an asshole in real life, and that's why people don't cast him. And so I don't know if the movie's hurt or helped by him having nothing to work with in this entire film.
Like it's hard to say because like with him in the movie, it's like it is very jarring to see like someone who's like actually like a very good actor in these scenes, like these family scenes, because like all the family scenes would just be nothing without him. Like because we got Tim Russ, but he's only in the movie a little bit.
Like Christian Cram clearly did not have acting in his heart for the long term. The actress who played Lorimer hasn't been in a full-length movie since 2018. The matriarch of the family, one of my favorite things, whenever Kevin Sorbo's in a movie and he has a love interest or has to kiss someone on screen, his wife plays the role every time.
Wife guy.
Oh no.
But she's an actual actress. She was in Chicago Hope for a little bit. She's been in stuff, but yeah, but I think just everyone else's acting is so bad that it just would have been too jarring to give him like good lines or more time on screen.
This movie does have just enough like good actors to like get you through it. If everyone in this movie had the chops of Christian Cram, I do not think it would be watchable. It would descend in endurability very quickly.
Yeah, we watched a movie like that for the very first episode called Rescue Dawn. Starred a guy named Bo Greitz who has constantly said that he's the inspiration for Rambo, but has never been able to prove it.
What?
He's a weird racist sovereign citizen, ultra Christian religion that's like extremely anti-Semitic that he follows. But yeah, he played an
That's really funny. Just like we're gonna invent our own Christianity because like all the Christianities currently available to us are not anti-Semitic enough.
It's based on a British Israelism, which believes that all the 7 tribes of Israel actually went to Britain at some point.
What?
I love how there's one of those for like every country that Christianity's been to.
Yeah, it's wild.
Oh my God.
Christian Identity. That's what it's called. The Christian Identity movie. But in that movie, he was the only good actor and everyone else was just either washed up actors from the 50s or just people who'd never been on a screen before. And it was not something I'd recommend to people. But this, I think for certain people, I could recommend it. and I've tried to.
Yeah, like I said, it's not unwatchable. Like, preferably watch it alone because it is kind of scuzzy. But like, it's the kind of thing that like it'll keep you invested. You'll be like, what's gonna happen next? What the fuck is happening? Yeah. You get interested in the pace. Like the second I saw Penn and Teller tickets being used as currency, I was like, okay, this is a world I want to learn more about, for better or worse.
Yeah, they're definitely. So my roommate and I have a made-up drinking game that we play for like every movie. Mm-hmm. So I definitely think that like if I took the rules of that and applied it to this, it'd be like this is a prime example of like what you could use this for, because we have like a handful of rules. Doesn't matter what movie we're watching, we use the same rules for all of them. Our number one rule is drink if you're uncomfortable. So you'd get drunk pretty fast in this movie. But also we have things like a rule we call physics, which is like if this breaks the rules of physics, then like drink, you know. And then this movie actually hits a lot of them. Gratuitous leather is another one that we use. Mm-hmm. Gratuitous slow motion is another one that we use.
Well, leather and slow motion are like cool and good things.
Yeah, but like gratuitous is like we do it, like Lord of the Rings is a really great example of mm-hmm. gratuitous slow motion, where it's like, why did you use that there? You know what I mean? So this is definitely a movie I would use for that sort of drinking game. So, and it's also the kind of like specific people I'd be like, we need to watch this movie together because this is an experience.
I do have one last question about this movie, which is what the fuck does alongside night mean?
Yeah.
This combination of words never comes up in the actual movie. It's not code for anything. As a phrase, it seems to mean nothing.
It's in the song, the credits song.
It's in the song. It's the title of the song.
It doesn't really explain what it is.
I've never read the book, so I can't say.
Oh.
I don't know. It maybe just sounded cool. Like it's a sci-fi book. Nah. But I really don't know.
Oh my God.
It definitely sounds like a swing and a miss in the let's just get two words that sound cool together category. But just didn't quite get that one. That one stayed in the park, Schulman.
Yeah, I am curious as to like what the book is like, because like I have a very controversial fantasy book opinion, because I feel like the protagonist is very like Mary Sue, self-insert sort of situation. I got into a drunken argument with a guy at a bar once about it, but so I'm always curious about these kinds of things. I'm like, I don't really want to read it, but like I feel like I also low-key do, just because I need to know if I'm right. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like you might be able to find a copy of it on archive.org.
Either that or you have to like trade in like platinum bullion.
Fuck off.
I have to dive.
This book is literally worth its weight in gold.
I have to dive to the bottom of the ocean near the Florida Panhandle in order to dig up some Spanish doubloons that have sunk in.
Either that or like, I don't know if you have any Penn and Teller tickets on you.
Oh, you know what? I'll dig those up. We'll see what I can do.
Well, on that note, I think it's probably best to ask, hey, do you guys have anything to plug coming up?
Just in case you missed the introduction, my name is Carmilla. My website is draculavoice.com. My Twitter handle is also at DraculaVoice, but God knows how much longer this website's going to last, with Elon putting a brick on the pedal on a short pier. But yeah, anything I do, I've done some writing. I mostly just make comic books now. It's all at draculavoice.com.
Yeah, I am, as we said in the intro, I'm the artistic director of the Plagiarists, which is a small storefront company here in Chicago. I actually don't know where you are, listeners, but we're in Chicago. So the Plagiarists have a annual art event that we do, and we're actually kicking off on November 26th. It'll run for a week, so we'll be selling art from local and national artists from November 26th through December 3rd. We also have some really fun live events like a yoga class, cupcake decorating class, a tarot class, and lots more. So you can find out more about our theater company at theplagiarist.org, and you can also find out more about art in the time of plagiarism.
Very cool. Well, y'all, thank you so much for joining me on this chaotic whirlwind experience, and we'll see you next week on Gadfly. That's the music.
Simple equation, too much aggregation.
Oh, I... Gadfly is a production of Added Serotonin. Our episodes are edited by Brianna Valentine of Rem Alternus Productions. Our theme song is Sophomore Makeout by Silent Partner, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at GadflyPod.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?